All right. So this is week 3 of Purple Raider Sit Down. Week 1, Tyler Echeverry. Week 2 was John Rowland. So check those out if you haven't. I am William Moyer, and here with me today for week 3, the Baldwin-Wallace game is senior linebacker, captain, Marcus Jackson. Thanks for coming on, Marcus. So this week we've got Baldwin-Wallace, and this has definitely proven in recent years to be an exciting matchup. Some crazy things have happened. What are you and the team doing to prepare for this game versus the Yellow Jackets?
Definitely an exciting matchup every year, but we're just doing what we always do, taking the week one day at a time, and just making sure that we're giving out, the best looks possible, and trying to see what we think we're gonna get here on Saturday. So really just taking it one day at a time, focusing on whatever the coaches have prepped for us that day, just staying locked in throughout practice, films, in the weight room, and just making sure that all of our attention and efforts is getting ready to play Baldwin-Wallace here on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure, 100% every game. And team is 2-0 on the season so far. You had the 55-6 win over Ferrum, that long road trip, and then the 37-31 win over John Carroll last week. A little tight, probably tighter than you guys wanted it to be, I'm sure.
For sure.
So what do you think about how the team has been performing so far this season?
Well, we're 2-0, so that's a positive. And I think in terms of late game finishes, I think we've done a really good job. The start to both games have been a little shaky, and something that we definitely want to improve here later down the season. But I think we've performed well. Offense has really balled out the first 2 games, and has really helped us put ourselves in positions to, win the game late. And then defensively, I think our second half performances have been pretty good, just making adjustments and kind of waking up, towards the end of the game. But I think definitely, the first half in both games, we definitely can improve that performance and, get us rolling a little bit more.
Yeah, got to start strong as well as finishing strong like you guys have been. And what did getting that final win versus John Carroll mean for your team, you and your team?
It's good, right? We always want to go 1-0 on the week. We always say it's hard to win a football game. So obviously in terms of, this season's what we want to accomplish, winning that game is big. And then obviously, for the last matchup, I guess, in the conference is pretty cool. That could have gone a way different way than we wanted to, but to get the final matchup in the conference, just for the history of Mount Union and the John Carroll program, it feels really good, and it's awesome.
I know a lot of people were expecting it to be not a very close game, but honestly I was, because I've been watching a lot of football, and anytime there's those big rivalry games, I always expect it to be close, no matter what the expectations are. Seems like both teams just bring their best, and especially since it was the last time. I thought it would be a close one like it was, but
yeah, for sure.
Got the win. That's all that matters,
That's
really.
all that matters. Get the dub.
And so over your career, you're a senior, obviously. What would you say is your favorite memories, one on the field and one off the field, during your time as a Purple Raider?
Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite on the field memory. I'd say definitely ONU last year. I had a sack, which is a really big play, and that was fun to celebrate with my teammates, and felt like one of my bigger plays of that season. So that was fun, and then obviously Alfred State as well. I had a sack, so those are 2 really good on the field moments. Off the field, I think off the field moment, favorite one.
Doesn't have to be anything specific. If it's just hanging out with your teammates.
I think
stuff.
It's just in the locker room after games.
Yeah.
Post-game locker room. That environment after wins is just so fun. Celebrating with your teammates and the coaches, and it's just kind of a reliever. Finally get to breathe after, whether it's a tough matchup or we win by a lot. Just celebrating that win and that victory with your teammates and coaches. It's extremely fun, and just laughing and giggling, having fun, cracking jokes. It's awesome. So,
yeah, of course. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
just having fun.
Sure.
We're playing a game. So you've improved in each season of your collegiate career. Last season, you started in every single game, recorded 33 tackles and 2.5 sacks. You mentioned a couple of those sacks here. And what is it that you would say keeps you motivated every season to continue to get better?
I think there's a couple things. Number one, just knowing that I have so much more to improve on, and just knowing that I don't believe I've reached my full potential yet, and just understanding that there's so many things I can still improve on in terms of like football and stuff like that. And then number two, obviously I like to win. So I'm very competitive, and in order to try to win the games that we want to, you have to continue to improve each and every day, no matter what happened the previous day or the previous week. So obviously we got that versus JCU, but there's still a long season ahead of us, and preparing for BW is just another way to motivate yourself, knowing that, hey, the season's still going. We're trying to accomplish everything that we want to accomplish. So definitely just loving that competition. That's a big motivation factor for me. And then just playing for my teammates and my coaches. The coaches trust me, and my teammates trust me. And, playing for those guys and having somebody else that's holding you accountable and working out those, grinding out those hard days with your teammates and your coaches definitely gives you another, way of motivation. And, playing for somebody else just gives you that extra edge, when it's hard or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. So you have been Academic All-OAC the last 2 seasons, your sophomore and junior year. Mm-hmm. Congratulations on that.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure
I appreciate
that's a
that.
big accomplishment. I'm sure you take pride in that. So I just wanted to ask you just like what your education means to you, and then also if you know like what your plans are for after football, because I mean it's great to be able to play football here, but I'm sure football has also given you this opportunity to be able to go to school here. So just
absolutely,
what does your education really mean to you?
It means a lot. That started with my mom. She didn't play about grades and stuff like that. So she was very hard and strict on me early on. So that kind of set my mindset for the future, just knowing that obviously I love football, but there's life after football, and education is very important in terms of establishing your career and getting to a certain point in the future when you have to take care of yourself. So education's always been a big part. I know sometimes we like to joke around about student athlete versus athlete student, but definitely a student athlete. The student comes first, and Coach Dar does a good job of making sure that we realize that and emphasizing that school and your education and trying to get a degree, that comes first, and then football second. So education is definitely huge in my life. And then life after football, or I guess after college, really. Yeah. I kind of want to stay in the football realm, so I want to coach football after I'm done. So starting as a GA somewhere would be ideal in terms of like immediate plans, and I want to go as far as my coaching career can take me. My biggest dream is being a head coach in the NFL. That would be an awesome gig and something that I am always constantly thinking about. Of how can I try to achieve that goal and what steps I need to take right now, and then obviously later down the line after school is finished to try to get to that point. But definitely coaching football is a huge part, whether it's high school, college, NFL. I want to be able to impact people the way I've been impacted by my previous and current coaches, and then just staying in the game of football. I love football. That's what I think about 24/7. So, helping people improve on and off the football field as a coach at whatever level would be an amazing career path to have. So,
yeah, I mean, Purple Raiders. I mean, there's history of. I mean, you can look right now. There's guys in the NFL. There's guys in college. Nick Sirianni coaching the Eagles right now. So I mean, there's definitely a path for you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Have there been any guys in your time as a Purple Raider, any like alumni, like coaches that have coached or played at Mount Union that have like had any type of impact on you?
The first one would be, I guess, he's still here, but like LK. Obviously, he's not coaching anymore.
Yeah.
But, listening to him talk about football is always amazing, and obviously I think he's the GOAT. College Football Hall of Fame, and his record speaks for itself. And 11 national champions as head coach. So him for sure has an impact on me. And then anybody else like alumni, I guess Chorba, Joshua Chorba, he was here my freshman and sophomore year, I believe. He's our special teams coordinator. He's at Ohio State now, I believe, still. So listening to him talk football was really good too. And he's a real special teams guru, so he was a pretty good special teams coach. So those two for sure.
Awesome, yeah. And kind of talked about at Mount Union, that impressive history, 13 national championships, 11 of them were with Coach Larry Karras. How does the legacy of the program kind of influence the way you approach the game and approach every day at practice and games, everything?
It's just a reminder of how privileged and how much of an honor it is to suit up and play for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. The program is rich in history, and there's a lot of great alumni that have come from this school and the football program, and there's a lot of alumni that are doing very well in other careers, whether it's related to football or not. So it's extremely important, and like I said, it's an honor. Every time I get to put on the helmet or the shoulder pads, whether I at practice or a game, I definitely try to remind myself that it's an honor and a privilege to play here, and I make sure that that's echoed out throughout the team, and understand that we there is a standard to uphold, and we have to try to continue to uphold that standard.
Yeah, and then thanks for coming in, doing this interview.
Sure, thank you. Thanks
and
for having me.
Last question.
Yep.
Bit of a fun one. So I just wanted to ask if you have any type of like pregame meal, pregame ritual, anything like that. Even like what your like pregame playlist looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a couple songs, anything like that.
Yeah, pregame ritual. I'm not too strict, but I do like to do certain things
Mm-hmm.
at least before every game. Especially home games. For sure, I like to try to walk the field
Mm-hmm.
before. Away games too, I try to just walk the field by myself, 1 or 2 laps around the field with just my music in, and just talking to myself about what the game plan is, and then just going through, what do I need to be keyed on, and just walking myself through making plays and things like that, just making sure that I'm in the right mindset, ready to go for the game.
Yeah.
Then another thing that's a big part of my ritual is usually either if my mom's at the game or I just call her, and we talk before the game, and we pray right before the game just to make sure that I'm in the right mindset and I'm in the right mode. And then after that, it's usually just put on my music and get ready to rock. Playlists, there's a lot of old school rap on there.
Oh yeah.
So like I like Nas, I like Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac. Those are nice artists I listen to, and then maybe some Lil Wayne in there every now and then.
Nice.
But yeah, those are some of my bigger artists before pregame, just to make sure I'm in the right mindset and in the
Gotta
right
be
mood
hyped up
to get ready to go. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
John Rowland, he came in last week. He told me his pregame meal was a chicken bacon ranch sub from Subway. He said every week that was what he had.
Yeah.
So-
that's a heck of a meal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a pregame meal specifically. I just like to get carbs in. So,
Yeah.
like 2 days, and then the day before
Mm-hmm.
is that stuff. Or I'll drink some Pedialyte or some electrolyte just to make sure that I'm good and I'm not struggling with cramps or anything like that. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Marcus Jackson,
Of
for
course, thank you.
coming in, giving us your time. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your time as a Purple Raider, and yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.